Hey, what's up, guys? It's Luke, and you're watching Luke the Gathering. And last night was another Friday Night Magic. I was at Davis Cards and Games. They have a new shop. They've opened it up. It's not too far away from the old shop, but it's a lot bigger store, lots of room. It's pretty awesome, actually. Highly encourage you, if you are in Davis, California, for whatever reason, check it out. It's a great game store, and of course, we play Magic there. It is sweet. And we had draft yesterday, which was Crimson Vow draft. First of the new year. It was exciting to be there. And I'm going to talk about the deck, the cards that I drafted, and see the deck that I built. I really liked it. I went 1 and 2 again. I'm always Mr. 1 and 2. But I really thought I had a chance to be 2 and 1. One of the games, the guy just totally outplayed me, 100%. The second game, I think I made a couple mistakes, and I think I could have won and gone 2 and 1. I was right there, and it didn't happen, but it is what it is, and I'm not too hurt about it. Had a lot of fun, anyways. But anyways, here we go. Wedding Invitation. I actually really like putting this card in my deck. A lot of people don't use this card, I feel like. And Wedding Invitation, when it costs 2, you put it on the field, and it draws you a card, which I think drawing you a card is always a great thing. Draws you a card. Gotta love it. But a lot of people don't know this second part of the card here. It says, sacrifice Wedding Invitation. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. And then it says, if it's a vampire, also gains lifelink. So I think a lot of people just see the vampire part and they kind of forget about it. But this makes any creature not be able to be blocked. And I'm playing green and red today. And you got some big creatures. If you need that little bit of damage to go through, this can do it. This makes the creature unblockable. And so actually I put 2 of these in, because playing it for only 2 mana draws you the card. It's not a huge sacrifice there. And honestly, this really did help, being able to punch creatures through. And I did have some vampires, which would give the lifelink ability. That was cool. And it was surprising. A lot of people didn't expect me to be able to win at certain times, and then I would say, hey, look, the guy gets through, and surprise, I win. So that is cool. And so I really like these 2 cards. I think they're a little bit underrated. No one talks about them. Let's see what else we got here. We got Apprentice Sharpshooter. I think this is really a decent human archer in green. It has reach. A lot of these high toughness, 1 power reach guys in green, but it has training. And the nice thing is at 3, at the 3 drop spot, with the 4 toughness, he can really attack with something, even a 2/1 or something like that. And it'll train and become a 2/5, which is really, really nice. And again, it can get out of control if they can't handle this for whatever reason. And I've gotten into games where I've played against an apprentice sharpshooter that's gotten all the way up to like 5-6 power, and then by then it's game over. If an apprentice sharpshooter gets up to that, you're done. And I was done for sure when that happened to me. So fun guy. Pack Song Pup, really great. This is also another creature that can get out of control. If you ever play against Pack Song Pup on Arena, you kill it right away, because every turn it gets a +1/+1 counter on it, if there's another wolf. So if it just sits there and the opponent's just gaining those +1/+1 counters, pretty soon this pup's going to be a big dog, and it's not going to be able to get beat. So, Pax on Pup for only 2. This is a great card, a scary card, actually. I'm so glad I was able to draft it. Flourishing Hunter. This is also great. 6 is a 6 drop. Seems like a 6 drop. Wow, that's high on the curve. But, green can get these guys out, I feel. And it's nice because it'll keep you in the game. Because, as you're waiting to get your bigger guys out, green plays relatively linearly. And in my case, green-red, it did that exactly. Very linear. Flourishing Hunter gives you back some of the life that you might have lost, kind of waiting for it to come out. And a lot of green and red creatures in this format have, good toughness. Especially, think about it, if you're a green-black and you have those canoe zombies, right? Man, that's like 13 life back for you. That's ridiculous. But very cool. A 6/6, so it's really strong. It's a wolf. It helps Pack Song Pup. It helps anything with werewolves or anything like that. This is a really great card. Again, a Toxic Scorpion, also very, very good. Just for 2, this also is a shield for you. You sit him out there. No one wants to attack into you because it's a death toucher. And, you know, if they have like a big guy there, they're not going to sacrifice it to this. This is going to stop people from coming in. Nature's Embrace. This is an aura card that I really like. You can either enchant land or a creature. If you enchant a creature, it gets +2/+2. That's nice. But you can also have the option of enchanting a land, and then that land can produce 2 mana of any color, any one color. So even if this is on a forest, you could have it, you know, give you swamp or mountain or island, whatever. It's really cool. This helps fix your land and ramps you because it puts 2 mana of any one color. Wolf Strike, I got the foil one. The no-brainer in one of these decks. This is removal. This is very helpful. This was a cool rare. Ulvenwald Oddity. It's a 4 for a 4-drop. But it's trample and haste. So right when it comes down, it can go in. I did get it to transform once, and it did win me the game. Transforms into an 8/8. Trample, haste, and all your other creatures get +1/+1 and have trample and haste. I mean, that's a little bit ridiculous, don't you think? So 8/8 with trample, haste, and everything else is +1/+1 with trample and haste. That's pretty good. So there you go. I'm glad to actually add this guy to the collection. He's cool. Very cool guy. Dormant Grove. When I saw this, I was so happy. This did so much work for me. You get to put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control every single turn during combat. You know, in +1/+1 counters, they stay there. It's not like give something +1/+1. It's put a counter on it. And then if the creature has toughness 6 or greater at that point, then you transform this. But you know what? Like, I was trying to do my best to keep it not transformed so I can keep dumping those +1/+1 counters on things. You know, putting this on the Pack Song Pup would give it +2/+2 every turn. Putting it on the Apprentice Sharpshooter, you know, could also give it, you know, really, really strong power and really, really ridiculous toughness so that it can block things in the air really effectively. This is awesome. And when you turn it around, it has vigilance and it gives everything else vigilance. Everything has vigilance. And it's a 3/6. Super powerful. Bramble Worm, 7-drop. Wow, who plays 7-drops? Well, I think green can play 7-drops. This is reach and trample. This is a pain in the butt for anybody. Excuse me. Bramble Worm, 7/6. Reach and trample. When it comes in, you gain 5 life, and if it dies, you can exile it for 4 or 3. Sorry, 3, and you get 5 life out of that. That's pretty good. That's really good for this card. There's so much value. It's not just a big dumb creature. It does a lot. And very scary to deal with. Very hard to deal with. This is something I had in my sideboard, Crushing Canopy. Because the last game I played, the guy had a bunch of flyers, and I needed this. It also gets rid of enchantment. So, you know, we play best of 3. And so Crushing Canopy was not something I'd usually main deck. But you see the guy with a bunch of flyers, you're going to throw this in. And I'm going to save these last green cards for the end. Talk about some red cards. Pyre Spawn. Oh man, what a difficult guy to deal with. You don't really want to kill this guy because when you kill him, it deals 3 damage to anything, including the other player. So they'll worry about that a lot. I had a guy, he just kept chump blocking it. That's all he could do was chump, 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 chump. Because he didn't want him to die, but he didn't want to take the 6 damage either. So Pyre Spawn was really good. Flame Blessed Bolt. This is especially good against those white decks with the people with power 2. And, you know, if you disturb them, they come back as a spirit or, no, sorry, an aura in this format. And this doesn't let them come back. You know, like the guy that gives lifelink. Nope. The guy that gives +2/+2. Nope. I don't want any of those guys. I don't want to see those guys. I don't want to see them at all. And this kills them, and it makes them go away for good, which I love. Falcon Wrath, Celebrants, these were amazing. 4/4 Menace, and you get 2 blood tokens when they come in. I got as many of these as I could when I was drafting, and let's see, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3. I ended up putting 3? Yeah, 3 in the deck. I think I drafted 4 of these. No. I drafted 3. I saw a 4th. I didn't draft it because I wanted something else than that. But, wow. These are hard to deal with for any opponent. 4/4 with Menace. And then with, like, Dormant Grove, you can throw a +1/+1 counter on it. It's a 5/5. Even worse. I threw this in at the end. I didn't really main deck this. This was something in the sideboard. Lacerate Flesh. It's just a removal spell. It's kind of an expensive one with 4 and a red, but in my last game, I think I needed it. Did I use it? I don't even remember using it or not. Abrade goes with no, doesn't need any kind of introduction. Abrade is just a very, very good kill spell. Ballista Watcher. This guy's nuts. You can pay 2 and a red to give 1 damage to any target. It's very, very useful. It's a 4/3 and can change into Ballista Wielder, who can deal damage. It's a 5/5, and then that person cannot block if he hits them. They're like too hurt to block, so cool. Lambholt Raconteur. I didn't really get a lot of use out of this guy. I don't have a lot of non-creature spells in this deck. I was hoping, like, if I throw, a Flame Blessed Bolt or something, or not, a thing like that, you can do some damage. I think better in a spells heavier deck. Fearful Villager, I think I cut out for some of my stuff. He's just an extra guy. And then I also got the Kessig Wolf Rider 1-drop, which is really sweet with Menace. So this guy can come down turn 1, start doing a little bit of damage. I kind of wish he was a 2/1, not a 1/2. If he was a 2/1, I think he would have been a lot better. A lot better. But 1/2 makes him way less good. He can make 3/2 Red Wolf creature tokens, which is actually really great. But you do have to exile 3 cards out of the graveyard in order to do that. And that's not the easiest thing to do sometimes. Sometimes your graveyard is not full of stuff. And if it's not full of stuff, you're not going to get these creature tokens. So I kind of found that out the hard way. Hamlet Vanguard. I don't know why. I drafted this guy. I knew I wouldn't have lots of humans in this deck. But, I did have a few. And all of the werewolves, most of the werewolves start off as humans too. So I was hoping to get some +1/+1 counters. My opponent, though, the only time I got this guy down, as I was casting him, he bounced, because he's playing blue, bounced the human that I had. So he came down as a 1/1 instead of a 3/3. So yeah, playing against some really smart opponents that, they know what they're doing. They didn't want anything to do with Hamlet here. But he has a ward 2, which is kind of sweet. Yeah. So, pretty cool, but didn't do a whole lot for me this game. The last 2 cards here are the same card, Snarling Wolf. This guy put in so much work for me. I love this guy. This guy gives you a huge advantage, a little bit of a leap forward at the beginning of the game. It's a 1-drop. You put him down. If you don't have any other plays, if you have a land on your second turn, which you should have, he can be a 3/3. It's going to deal 3 damage. Even if they block, they can kill whatever they have there. They're most likely not going to be able to leave their blocker on the field. And then you can do it again. This guy was like deal 3, deal 3, deal 3. And I had 2 of them at one point. It was like deal 6, deal 6, deal 6. And it just put my opponent in a predicament. So Snarling Wolf, I think, was my all-star for yesterday. Almost single-handedly won me the game. Snarling Wolves. Just a simple little creature. The only thing that holds it back is this activate only once each turn. Oh my gosh. If you could activate it, I mean, obviously it wouldn't be common. But, oh my gosh, if you could activate that ability more than once a turn, that would be completely nuts. And so, just like always, I had a ton of fun. They did throw out these, a Midnight Hunt promos just to everybody. So I ended up getting a Slogurk the Overslime. You have the promo symbol there. Came with a Davni Dawnguard, and then I got a Leonin Lightscribe from Strixhaven. So that was kind of fun. But that was it, and that was at Davis Cards and Games last night. So much fun, and I love drafting. Tonight, gonna play some Commander, and tomorrow too. I can't wait. Like I said, I always want to put some more Commander stuff on this channel. Haven't had time to make that content yet, but hopefully soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.